All right, Shalom Boys here. Well, as usual, I've been extremely busy getting a lot of projects done. I mean, this is going to be definitely going to be the year, and going into 2024. It's topping off and getting the main projects that I need to get done here on the land, and it's been a tremendous year thus far in terms of getting things done, and that's what I wanted to talk about to all you homesteaders. We need to be focusing on getting things done, and over the years, there's many folks like myself on YouTube, Facebook. We've been screaming and hollering. We've been warning. We've been shouting what's going on in this country and how it's going to affect the people. And it's a disheartening thing to see that there's so few people that has heard the warning and it has moved, actually done things to preserve themselves and their families. And we have many different um, layers or stairs to this thing that different people are now currently residing on. And the layer that we want to be on is we want to be in a situation where we're prepared. And this is why it's so important to be storing as much propane as you can, be storing as much gas as you can, storing as much food as you can, toilet paper, wipes, whatever have you, because these things are going up in value. The price of them are going up, and what cost you a couple of weeks ago or a couple of years ago. In a perfect example, I'm looking at propane being sold at Tractor Supply for $3.99 a gallon. We're seeing gas prices go up. I mean, I've seen it here for premium, and I use premium now. $4 a gallon, $4 in change a gallon. And the reason why these two particular commodities are tracked because in most instances they're derivatives from one another, or LNG, I believe can be extracted from gas. So the idea is that you have all of these price increases, and now it's having a substantial effect on people. It's having a devastating effect because although prices are going up, the amount of money that the average American is earning now on an hourly basis, it's not keeping up with the cost of inflation. It's not even growing as well. Wages has remained stagnant for many years. I mean, decades. It's remained stagnant when it comes to keeping up with the cost of living. We all see it, um, and it's going to have a devastating effect. It's having a devastating effect. You have the stymie checks; they're over. It's gone. There's no more free money, and a lot of people they went out and they fronted with these stimulus checks. They purchased things that they could not develop. They purchased things that they could not maintain. Yeah, you can purchase something that you cannot maintain. You can purchase something that you cannot develop. And see, the idea is that when you think from a, a living out in the country and understanding the dynamic from city life, you'll understand me full well. But uh, the PP loans are gone, and a lot of people they're going to jail for that. You have the stymie checks are over. Um, Student loan forgiveness is ending next month, so that means that all those people that you got up with your credit guru and he said that um, he can wipe all your debt clean and wipe all your IRS debt clean and only if you just give me $5,000. No, a lot of people they still gonna be paying those student loan debts, that IRS debt, because that's coming due. That's due, and so in a situation where you have high interest rates, high credit card rates, everything is high, cost of living is high, uh, and then you have more debt that you have to pay. Um, it's a problem. Sure, I know that there's a lot of people. As a matter of fact, somebody just now contacted me and was like, "Yeah, I got my student loan forgived." So it can happen. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but for a lot of part, money people been getting duped and deceived by folks that's been ripping you off. We have a scamming problem in this nation, but when you have extreme poverty and when you have social media that says you have to present yourself to be successful a certain way, um, this is what you have. You have the rise of the scam, and that's another video that I want to do. But we have these prices because see, I live on a homestead and I understand this is why. I spent all day today servicing the 5 wood stoves that I have here that are active that we can use at any given time. Um, and we have a boatload of wood and a wood splitter. And plenty of gasoline for the chainsaws. I mean, these are the kind of things that you're going to need to be prepping for because it's going to save us thousands of dollars. You know how much it cost? If you was to say heat the same 5 units that I have, one, two, no, 4 units that I have, with propane at $3.99 a gallon. With one of the little propane heaters that I have, sure, we have a little propane heater, and we minimally use that. But could you imagine paying? Because those propane tanks they only last 2-3 days, if that, 2.5 days, if that. Then you got to go ahead and fill it up again. Then you got to go ahead and fill it up again. This is why I say as well. If you go ahead and you invest in like 150, 200 gallon, 3, 4, 500 gallon propane tank, when the company comes out, I fill that thing for way less than $3.99 a gallon because when you purchase propane, just like anything else, when you purchase it in bulk, it reduces the cost. But when you purchase it in small amounts, like when you filling up them little 5 gallon, them 20 gallon tanks, they charge you the most to fill up the smallest quantity. So, you have these prices that are going off, but through the roof. And that's why I say get yourself some wood stoves. Go ahead and install those things. And I've been telling people for years now. Now, we're in a situation where people want actually wood stoves. They want I got a wood stove, a Big Bear. They want them things for at least $500 to $800 now. Before you can get them for $200, $150. Now they want see people are realizing the value behind these wood stoves. Let me go ahead and look. Facebook Marketplace, baby. Facebook Marketplace. Wood stoves, $450, $750. Wow. $450, but no glass. Glass is busted. Still a good investment. $700, $800. I remember wood stoves going for way cheaper than this. If I was to get my wood stoves that I have today, man, what, 3, 6, 9, about $15,000. I would say about $17,000 worth of wood stoves that we have here. If it was the retail, Lopez, I have mainly Lopez, Country Hearth, what's the other one? Yeah, I forgot the name. But the idea is that it's one of those high end wood stoves, secondary burn. I mean, it's a good investment. So if you have the funds, definitely go on Facebook Marketplace and look up wood stoves. It's still going to be if you purchased it. If you purchased it retail, you're going to spend thousands. You could finance a wood stove. It's crazy. But that's why I suggest. That's why I'm pretty good at servicing wood stoves now. I service all the wood stoves that we got here. But um, you got to know how to service your wood stove. You got to know how to investigate how to do the gaskets. What if the glass breaks? Um, um, how to store up extra brick, store up extra screws, fasteners. Make sure you have excess or a couple of extra pieces of those iron bars that go inside of the wood stove. A lot of people they sleep on wood stove, and after a while, and what I did is I went ahead and got thicker steel bars to go inside of my wood stoves, because the ones that come with the factory, at least some of them do, after many years of use, they get brittle, and so and they bend, and that's to hold the brick into place. Anybody that know about wood stoves understand what I'm talking about. But if that thing starts to lean and sag, then you got a problem. So me, I'll go ahead, Vermont casting. That's what it is. A Waterford, just now popped into my head. Waterford wood burning stove. But if you don't maintain those gaskets, if you don't make sure that you're cleaning and you're taking the parts, the pieces apart, and spraying them with WD-40, getting them oiled back up, or use some old used oil just to shine it up, making sure that you're tending to it. My yearly maintenance consists of buffing it down, cleaning it out, checking the brick, checking the gaskets, checking the moving parts, sweeping the chimney, getting on the roof, making sure that the seals are good, um, making sure that wood is done. This is what I'm focused on actually now. This is the shift in focus, as well as some projects that I have to do to schedule to get done off the land. Um, but this is what's going on. These prices are off the chain. So the idea is that you want to definitely go ahead, especially if you're on a homestead, is secure those wood stoves. Go ahead and secure those wood stoves and learn how to do it. Take a little wire brush with an impact saw, regular or impact drill, and go ahead and wire that thing down, and then get some oil. You can use any number of oils, because it's cast iron. It's just like a cast iron pot. You can cook on those things. I mean, our propane usage goes down as a direct result of the wood stoves, because we got one in the den and we got one in the living room, and the kitchen is in between. So go ahead, I can cook on this one here, cook on the other ones. So we're going to save money, because those wood stoves are strategically placed next to the kitchen area. You see? So we can go ahead and cook on anything countertop wise. We can cook on those things. You can fry food on them things. You can cook rice, beans, soup, pasta, anything, spaghetti, anything that you can put on a stove, you can put on a wood burning stove, as long as it has a little flat surface. You see? So and it's a beautiful product to have in the home. I mean, that smell after coming in from a nice hot coal, and that heat and that smell of that wood. You burning some maple, you burning some hickory, you burning some apple wood, whatever you got, it smells good. I'm telling you, man, it's just a good life to be living. But we want to be doing is we want to be focusing on these things that are necessary uh, to maintain, and not only that we can survive, but we can thrive. Um, in closing, it's amazing. I've had to turn away a lot of business, um, and I'll tell you the reason why in a second. But I went in Lowe's today to get some parts to uh, complete cleaning and installing this other wood stove. We're installing the chimney part through the roof, through the ceiling, and everything. Got to cut it, got to cut the metal, got to caulk it, got to cut it right. It's a lot of work. Thank the Father that I know how to do it. But we are living in a time where uh, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty. And the way you can shield yourself from that is to making sure that you're spiritually, emotionally, and mentally prepared, as well as physically prepared for what's going on. because it ain't gonna get better. I mean, it's on average people work 2 jobs today. It's sad, but I've had to turn away work because there's nobody that want to work. Everybody wants something for nothing. Everybody wants to sit back and live off the backs of others. It's a damn shame. And people have, failure is the new success. It's amazing to see people that is so content in their poverty, so content in their struggle. And hey, if that works for you, no problem with it. Um, but it's sad, because at the end of the day, the children suffer, the community and the world suffers as a result of people that just have no morals and no values, have no system of ethics, work ethic, don't want to work, complacent, blame shifting, no accountability. This is what you got going on today. There's only going to be a few. But for those out there that are getting it done, focus on your preps. It's going to be, hey, man, it can get as cold as we want. We're going to be nice and toasty up in here. And all I got to do is just put in a little bit of sweat equity. But, and I tell you, wood splitter, man, it's a beautiful tool to have. Believe you me. But I can still swing an axe, no problem. But we want to make sure that we're preparing and doing what we need to do, because winter is here. Folk getting thrown out on the street, the eviction moratorium, and I'm telling you, man, high interest rates. I can go on and on, but hey, people dealing with this stuff, it's a sad deal. And like I've said once, I've said it, many times. It's one thing to see a stat, but it's another thing to put a face to it. Because it gives it life, it gives it a whole new meaning. Destitute. It's a shame.